Yeah, obviously I've grown up around the sport through Dad and all his competing over the years. You know, I quite often was attending those events and spent a lot of time here at the workshop as well. For Dad, it was his entire life and therefore it was naturally going to be a part of my life as well. Growing up with a dad who's a rally driver, we certainly had a fair share of driving experience from a young age. I think from the age of about 6 I was tearing around our paddock at home. We lived on some land and we had an old car that my brother and I learned to drive in, and it went from learning to drive to learning how to drive sideways.
In our family we've been involved in motorsport forever because it's what I did for a living for 25 years, so the boys grew up around motorsport, and obviously Jane, my wife, the boys' mother, has been around it her whole life as well.
After I finished high school, I decided I was pretty keen on giving a rallying a go myself, so we got a car and I entered the first rally, and from that first rally I was completely hooked. From that point I started doing more rallies and started to realise that maybe I was okay at this sport, maybe I can do quite well at it. So I went from state level up to national level, and that was when Toyota came on board and started sponsoring me to go and do the Australian Championship, which has, you know, been great. They're a company with a really rich motorsport history in this country, and I certainly hope to be able to continue that for them in the future. So for the last 2 years I've been competing in the Australian Championship with a Corolla S2000 and took my first round win earlier this year and became the youngest person to ever win an Australian Rally Championship round, which was really exciting. And you know, rallying's a sport with lots of variables. We're driving on gravel, often on different surfaces, and there's lots of sliding and up over crests and so on. So you know, it's one of these sports where you're doing something different every second of every day, which is, I think, one of the things I love about it. And it's such a thrill. You can't really describe it until you experience it yourself. But there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes, I guess, in rallying. Once you're out there on the stages, you forget about all of that for the few minutes that you get to drive a car. So for me, it's all about the commitment to the pace notes. Driving over jumps, sideways and so on is something that I really enjoy doing. And so that's where I get my thrill. And also, it's not an individual sport at all. It's absolutely a team sport, and we all work so closely together, and we're almost like one big family. You know, the new Toyota Yaris is an exciting car. There's lots of new things, and it's certainly an evolution on anything we've built before. It's going to be faster, stronger, more agile than anything we've ever built before. So everyone here is very excited about rolling it out, and you know, for Toyota going forward with a modern car like this, it's almost like a new era.
The new Yaris is an incredibly exciting car, and you know, it's very proud for me obviously to see Harry stepping up into that car.
These regulations allow a pretty exciting looking Yaris to be made, and you know, we certainly hope that we can take Toyota forward to win championships in years to come.